Welcome everyone to my Machine Uprising Stellaris Let's Play using a new DLC, Synthetic Dawn, as well as the Capek patch. We're now on version 1.82. So, in this Let's Play, I'm actually trying to trigger the events that allows the Machine Uprising. I'm using a biological empire, which you need, and actually once the uprising has happened, I'm going to be playing on as a machine empire. This is a completely new feature within the Synthetic Dawn DLC. It's all via an event and an event chain to be exact. And this is actually the second part of the Let's Play. I've actually started as this race, which sole role was to trigger the event. They were very well suited to getting the science that I needed. You can actually check out the first part of the Let's Play here via the cards. So in the second part of the Let's Play, I'm actually going to be playing as the Machine Empire. I've gotten up to the point where the event, the first part of the event has actually triggered, where we start to get a series of things going wrong with our synthetic population. And yeah, it's on course for a machine uprising, a rebellion. So yeah, I'm going to be loading that game very shortly. These are the game settings that I actually used for this game. And yeah, let's actually load that game then, shall we? So this is how I left things off after the first part of the Let's Play. I'm playing as the Confederate Pilosapien Union, the CPU, this blue empire here. And from this empire will spring a new machine empire. And I'm going to be playing on as them after a series of events, uprising events occur. This is the first one that has happened, the sensor array power surge. This is the first signs, basically, the first warning signs of a rebellion. I've looked at the event in great detail a number of times to try and figure out everything, and I'm aware of how the rebellion works at this point in the Let's Play as well. So I'm basically preparing my empire for the machine rebellion. There's a lot of preparing to do because of how the event actually creates the new machine empire. For instance, you don't carry on traditions for the new machine empire. I'm going to have to get all of these again. They have their own categories, of course. But we will get our old territory, at least half of it. Well, literally half of it, actually. You can't alter that at all. There's no way to increase the bits that rebel over to you. But yeah, which bits of our former empire we get are going to be completely random. The only thing we definitely won't get is my old capital. But I'm basically going to have to win all of this back in a war. I'm going to have to get 50 war score. And for that reason, it's in my interest actually not to have too big a fleet. So I've really neglected to build this in recent years. Although there are quite a few large empires that are definitely going to be a threat now, in fact, or even later on. So this could be a pretty tricky period. To increase the likelihood of success, I'm actually building a lot of spaceports, because you actually get a starting fleet when you become the machine empire based on your naval capacity. So I've been doing lots of things to try and increase that. The actual techs that I needed to trigger, or at least potentially trigger, the rebellion in the first place are the synthetic tech for the machines, and that requires a number of prerequisites. There's a special physics tech that you need, that one. You also have to get the droids tech in engineering, and even, surprisingly, the capital tech in society to get synths as well, which I can't currently find in here. There it is. Also, this tech needs a variety of other physics tech, so either that or the synth tech actually can trigger the rebellion, but this is probably the better option for doing it. So I'm also currently making a lot of synths, because to my surprise they actually still exist in the machine empire, and synths are absolutely amazing. They get a lot, well, much better tile bonuses than any biological or normal machine robot within the Machine Empire. Machine Empires can't actually build synths, so yeah, it's really in my interest to make a lot of these. And currently, I'm actually changing a number of my old type of robot lines en route to, well, robots, droids, synths, to the new type of synths that I've created recently. So there's a heck of a lot of preparation going on. I've just disbanded my old armies. It hasn't kicked in. I don't want, well, when I invade my former empire, the less armies we've got, the better. And I probably need to get rid of one of my defensive packs. I have a couple, this empire here and that empire here. If I don't, then I could end up at war, or will end up at war when I become the Machine Empire. Problem is, if I get rid of these defensive packs, there are a number of enemies that may want to try and do me harm. These guys are pacifists, they can only liberate stuff, so they are a threat, but not massive threats. And yeah, I've recently fought a war against those two empires, so I think the truce runs out in 82. They're both robot empires, so I'm going to want to ally them more than likely. There are 3 different machine empires that I could become. I could become a normal machine empire, an assimilator, or an exterminator, and it's basically random. What I may do, then depending on what people want me to do, is perhaps load an earlier save to get a different random machine empire if one pops up that I don't like. Sadly, you can't pick the flag for the empire as well, which is kind of annoying, but you can change the name of the new empire that you become. Right, so I think that covers most of the basic details. I should continue on from this point now then, I guess. Okay, so let's read this first event. So, sensor array power surge. Monitoring systems have recorded an unusual power surge in our sensor arrays. There does not appear to have been any damage. In fact, the brief fluctuation in transferred energy must have temporarily boosted our deep scanning capabilities, because a hitherto unrecorded strategic resource has been revealed within our borders. Analysts are still attempting to identify the source of the power surge, though preliminary findings suggest the spike was not caused by external celestial phenomena. Interesting. So this doesn't really necessarily suggest that robots' intelligence is behind it, or the synths or whatever, but they are basically, and there's going to be more of these coming up. Right, and there's a chance that the rebellion may happen for every one of those events that triggers. More events, the more likely it is to happen. Right, let's continue on with things, and I'm really hoping that I can actually, yeah, meet certain requirements that I want to achieve before it happens, like increasing my spaceport amount, getting my naval capacity up, changing my synths over to new designs. And in fact, that was just a notification then of some of my synths being turned over. There was former food ones which I want to change into other types. I'm actually going to take a minute out to do that now, because it's quite tricky applying these templates to all of the different worlds that I have. Right, so I've just selected a bunch of synths to be changed into a different type of synths, which I'll show you shortly. I actually want to change some energy into minerals as well, and there is one empire that is willing to do it. So I'm going to make this deal to get arguably slightly better offer, but this is a much better deal than doing it with the money exchange trader curator types, which I probably will be using anyway, actually, because yeah, I really need minerals at the moment to increase my spaceports, I think, coming up. So my what I've done in terms of my synths, I'm changing some of the old food types to these Unity ones, which have a bonus to unity and energy, which would be great on capitals in my future empire specifically. I think there is one building type as well for certain machine empires, which is useful for it also. So some of those are getting done. I've got lots more to do. Right, so the extra minerals should be getting in soon. Let's keep on going. Right, so excellent. Let's upgrade some spaceports then, if possible. Yeah, if possible. Right, level 5 there.
Construction project concluded.
Something just finished. Okay. Right. Some surface thin. I've upgraded a heck of a lot of my buildings. A lot of the buildings, when I become a Machine Empire, won't actually still exist. They'll get demolished because they can't have military academies, for instance, or the gene clinics, although they do have an equivalent to it. I don't believe that upgrading is going to be worthwhile, so I'm not doing it. I'm not sure if the upgrades carry over.
Construction
Not
project
actually 100%
concluded.
sure, but I'm not going to do it because of that reason. And to be honest, probably don't have enough minerals to do the spaceport upgrades and upgrade other things at the moment anyway. My sectors, which I have, will no doubt be upgrading stuff, though I'm not going to have option to do anything about that. I could use influence to get stuff back here, but I'm actually inclined to colonize because I get half my empire back for certain. Got a couple of colonies on the go. I'm going to have to hand over something to a sector coming up. There's a number of planets that I could do though, so it's not a big issue. I'll be handing that one over maybe next. Nah. Okay, so we're at the moment just waiting for more machine events which can trigger at any point really.
Construction project concluded.
To be honest, I kind of want to become the Machine Empire sooner rather than later, just so I can get on with things basically. Right.
Construction project concluded.
Yeah, these empires are particularly large. I've never had a game where I've seen so many really solidly big empires actually, so it's a particularly hard game this, I think. But we luckily, because I'm using hyperwarp only FDL travel,
concluded.
I've actually got quite a secure part up here. Although, yeah, there are 3 empires which can join me. There's Fallen Empires over there and over there, which, yeah, it's quite secluded, but these definitely could be a threat. Right, that's...
Construction project concluded.
That's happened. More spaceports.
Construction project concluded.
Okay, so this should be coming up. I've got that tech, which hopefully I'll get before the rebellion happens. So... yeah, if I can get 150 force limit, well, that's 104. I should be able to defeat that. I might want to delete some more ships off that.
System survey concluded.
There's physics, which I should probably get there as well. Okay. Right, system surveyed. I've got a few scientists out in the field. I've surveyed basically all of my well, actually, I think there might be, yeah, I've got a bit of new territory up here now, so colonizing that. But yeah, all my territory is basically surveyed apart from a little bit there. I can't get past the Ether Drake until I got a big enough fleet to kill it, which won't be for a while. It will never happen with my old empire. So traditions, I probably made a mistake coming down supremacy because it gives combat bonuses and I'm going to have to fight my old empire, of course. So that gives unity. Let's just pick that up, I guess. Right. It's not going to harm me. But the army damage one, which I picked earlier, it will. Won't be picking any more supremacy options there. My ascension picks as well, I'm not sure I mentioned, don't carry over as well.
Special project concluded.
Big thing. Right, I just completed a species upgrade to the new Unity models. Right, so I'm going to take another minute out to upgrade some more of my older designs than the newer designs. Okay, so I've done another species modification. This is going to take a number of attempts because I want to make sure I have the right amount of certain types of synths on each world so I don't have to reset them later, which cost influence. Not going to be perfect probably, but I'm trying to do that. I actually exchanged some energy for minerals with one of those traders, and I've just spent those minerals in upgrading more spaceports. Since I'm not actually going to definitely own Hebes, my capital system, my old empire will retain onto it. I might as well get rid of the spaceport, since I definitely won't get a bonus from this, and I should prevent them from making ships, and also it will be easier to take if I don't have to destroy that. So I'm actually going to... can you actually destroy the old spaceports? I don't think there's an option here. So... that's a bit... Oh, hang on a second. Dismantle. Agree. Excellent. Right, so I won't have to defeat that in the upcoming war. Let's continue on with things. This colony is about to get done.
Special project concluded.
There was a special project up here that's being completed supposedly. Doesn't look like it gave a reward from what I can tell. Maybe they'll pop up in a second. Where is this to? Well, that's waiting. That's making something down there. I've got a ship exploring around here. They gave me open border access to that fallen empire recently. A rivalry has ended. That's not good, probably. I don't mind those two being at bad relations. I'm thinking more and more that I'm going to keep this defensive pact and this defensive pact, because I will end up at war with both of these. But the thing is, I don't think either of them can get to me. Those guys will hate those guys, and there's no route round here unless they're able to go through that fallen empire. But they hate those guys, and I think there might be a war at the moment. These will have been at war with both of those. Those guys are exterminated, so they will never get on with biologicals. They don't like each other. I don't think they like them either, so they just can't get up to me. So yeah, it doesn't really matter if they're in a war against me if they can't take part. So I think I'm going to hang on to them, and keeping on to them now will prevent anyone from declaring war on me while I'm weak. So right, the Decron just declared war on the Furpy, which is this empire. So they're
Initial colonization phase complete.
They're likely to get very beaten up, which I don't really like. These empires down here are big enough as it is, but I don't think there's much I can do about it. Right, so colony was finished. Let's switch this to yeah, be in a new part of a new sector, an old sector. So let's add this, and it's over here, so I'm gonna have to add that and that. Okay, right, where's this science ship to? That can do what? I don't think there's any anomalies over here. I mean, I could survey with it, but I think I have a spare science ship somewhere, so I'm actually going to stick them on there, and I'm going to get them to assist research here. I think there's a decent amount of science on that world, if not an amazing amount. Okay. Right. So, what next? Spaceport, so that's a new world. So I colonize with those. I'm gonna want some more droid types, synth types I should say. So I have one of those, and one of those. Okay, I don't think there's any, well, that won't be retained by the machine empires, there's no point in building it. That likewise. Yeah, so other than basic buildings, there's not an awful lot of point in building anything there currently. Right. I think I might want to colonize up here next though. So Mithra. Let's make. Ooh, let's put that colony ship in first. I'll make. Yeah. No, I'll make that one actually. Colonize with that. Okay. I should be able to make a new spaceport there. Okay.
Construction project concluded.
Right. Missiles is what I started
Construction
game with, and
project
that's the
concluded.
weapon I'm using in the main still. I haven't actually upgraded my fleet for ages, but I have upgraded the designs relatively recently to the best possible, in my opinion, that I can do on here. Oh, actually, I haven't quite. Let's stick those on. Right, save that. Okay, I think everything else is good. Right. More spaceports. Well, actually, I do want the energy module that will carry over to the machine empire. I want to make some of those maybe, but yeah, let's just make sure I get spaceports made, upgraded. Really want to get this up to 300.
Alien Federation formed.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. I was actually thinking of doing that myself for these robot empires. When I become a machine empire. So yeah, I would love to become a part of that federation eventually. That would be very helpful against all of these biological empires. I think I'm going to have to do that to survive, so I was kind of glad that happened already. That's changed the alliance system, no doubt. So I think they used to be allied with those, and that's no longer the case. Yeah, until I become a machine empire, I'm not going to be able to get a good relation to them. Okay.
Construction project concluded.
I don't. Probably not all of my sectors have had the. Well, that is actually all upgraded. Let's upgrade that. Okay. So that colony gets done relatively soon. What am I going to add to the sector? Cellar, probably. Don't think it matters all that much. Right. Rivalry, that's probably good.
Construction project concluded.
Okay. Spaceport's done there. We haven't had an event for a while. I would definitely like an event. But then there's an uprising check, so that causes issues. Okay. I don't know how often they're liable to trigger these events. Probably every few years, I would think, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Semi-random.
Special project concluded.
Okay, so that was another synth upgrade done. I'm going to have to take another minute out to upgrade some of these to the new types. Okay, so I've added 2 more this time. I'm not sure if there's added cost if you actually only do a small amount, so maybe I should have done more than that. I think I will do next time round. I added that to a sector as well, so we've got a bit of space for that colony, which is about to finish. Let's get going again. Really hoping for some of these events now. Yeah. Not sure how many
Initial colonization phase
we'll need to trigger
complete.
before the uprising happens. Didn't we get some resource off one of them as well, supposedly? I can't see it anywhere. That's points. Oh, there it is. So, lethargic gas. Let's go and do that if I can. Right, that can come and grab that. So that is going to give extra shield hit points. So, well, if we get that system, then it will be beneficial to us. Otherwise, it'd be beneficial to my old empire. I guess we'll see. Did that colony finish? Yes, it did. Okay, so let's get building some bots here then. So I'll have one of those. We'll have one of those. And we'll have one of those. Okay. Let's build a spaceport. I'm not going to afford it. I think I started on colony ship up there, didn't I? So we'll get that out, colonize that pretty soon.
Special project concluded.
Excellent. Let's build that military base, and that's completed. Right, so I'll take another minute out to upgrade more of these. How many have I got left? 21 of that type, 22 of that type, 4 of that. So I've got quite a few to upgrade still. Okay, I'm going to upgrade a lot of them this time, so I'm going to be upgrading them to this Minergy robot, which is minerals and energy, which will be useful on a heck of a lot of worlds. So I've got 4 of those, yeah, all the big amounts I'm going to change to these, which will be useful everywhere. So let's apply templates, 29 robots, and only that cost. So yeah, definitely better if you do it in numbers, I think. So finishes in 12 months. Okay, we get that in soon, Right, excellent. Right, really like some events. When did I get the last ones? Probably only about a year ago, so it's not been that long. We get them every 3 to 5 years.
System survey concluded.
It won't be forever before the rebellion happens. I could trigger off the rebellion manually without doing the events via console codes, but I prefer not to. Right, yeah, let's go and survey that. The event's actually kicked off naturally, I didn't have to do it myself, which I was surprised about. It's not long after I'd gotten a synth tech. Right, spaceports, I guess I should be upgrading them still, so 5. Yeah, let's get this up to at least 300. Okay. I was thinking about... Ooh. Precursor discovery. Intercept communications from a group of independent prospectors indicate that they recently found something relating to an ancient precursor civilization on Thabit 2. Superstition compelled them to leave the planet alone, so whatever they discover must be still there. Okay. Right. That's surprising. Do we have a space scientist anywhere near there? Should do. Yeah, let's go and get that one to do it. Okay. How many do I actually need for this now? 4 or 6. I think it's to do with that. Don't know what that was as well. Might as well do it. It's probably a curator. Okay. There's some creatures which I could go and kill over there. Do I have a I do have a scientist over there. Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. Let's go and kill those. If the rebellion kicks off and they're up there, that would probably be beneficial to me actually. Right.
Construction project concluded.
When they come out of dock, it costs more energy, but it's not a big issue. Got lots. Right. Did I... What was the new colony recently? Void Clouds. Where's this to? Oh,
Situation
that's a
log
creature
updated.
type. Oh, I hadn't done that, had I? Let's do that. So I probably found it. I've been exploring over here, so I must have found it amongst these somewhere. Actually, I could... yeah, the creatures down there, I could go and kill those. Possibly. Ooh. No, I was wondering then, could I do something really crafty and keep my fleet over there and then they wouldn't be able to get back to the Empire, but yeah, they should be able to get through there. My old Empire, no matter what. That fallen Empire. Yeah, it's definitely in my interest to do crafty stuff, so I'm got an easier fight, basically, coming up. That arid world, let's go and colonize that. Best energy tile is that one. So we'll grab that. Best thing to put the shelter on. Can move the capital later on.
Special project concluded.
Right, so we got damage to void clouds, extra physics from that. Right. Let's keep on getting space ports up.
Construction project concluded.
Right. I could look for primitives, hidden primitives in all this area. Might be some there. Right, selection. Oh, that's just every 20 years or so. It actually costs a fortune in influence, so I think the oligarchy government needs a bit of rebalance. It's too expensive. I'm going to abstain, and we'll see who we get. Right, we've got unrest on some system here, probably because it's within a sector. I must have lost a gov, and I'm going to have to rehire one. Previously scientist on Broomer to become the next ruler. Maybe I didn't then. Okay. So, have I got a spare scientist? I have, actually. Statecraft guy. Not sure if I just got him then, or it was from a while back, actually. Maybe it was just then. Hopefully. Yeah, where is this to then? Let's make some armies to deal with this. So I'm going to build a robotic defense army. I think there's an event actually where it's more likely to happen if there is a robotic defense or robotic army on a planet. So I'm inclined to actually make one for each world, but maybe I'll do it after I've got all my spaceports upgraded. I think that takes priority. So, but in the meantime, I will do want to get this unrest down. I had a war here at some stage, which was effectively a draw, but yeah, got that penalty for a bit, so I lost happiness from that. And getting the open borders from that fallen empire involves surrendering the population, which got happiness issues for. So both of them are on the verge of running out, actually, so won't get unrest for long. Right. You're at Hatchery World. So this is precursor, not Machine Rebellion, sadly. Thabit 2 was subjected to extensive orbital bombardment at some point in the distant past, during which the biosphere suffered catastrophic damage. The planet appears to have been home to a small outpost built by the ancient yurt, but why that would warrant the devastation of the entire world is a mystery.
Situation log updated.
Okay, let's do that. If I can, which I should be able to. Okay. Finally. So I believe this is another machine event. Combat Control Misfire.